Did you know that your actions in January can determine the luck and prosperity of your entire year? Yes, the first month of the year is like a seed. What you plant in these days will grow for the next 12 months. Today, I will reveal to you the 7 things you should never do in January if you want to attract good fortune and avoid bad luck. Stay until the end, because the last one could surprise you and change your perspective forever. And don't forget, if you are ready to change your energy and attract prosperity, subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you commit to yourself to take action and activate the positive vibrations you deserve. And to make your commitment even stronger, leave in the comments that I am ready to attract prosperity. Now yes, don't ignore cleaning your home. Did you know that a messy home is like a mirror of our mind? What you see around you reflects what you carry inside. According to Buddhist teachings, cleanliness is not only physical, but also spiritual. Every corner that accumulates dust, every unnecessary object that we leave forgotten in a drawer, is like a barrier that stops the flow of positive energy in our lives. Let me tell you a story that has been passed down from generation to generation among the monks of an ancient monastery. Once upon a time, there was a young disciple who came to a monastery in search of inner peace. He was restless, his mind was full of worries, and he could not concentrate on his meditations. One night he decided to visit the master and confess to him, "Master, I have tried to meditate, but my mind does not stop wandering. I feel trapped in my thoughts." The master observed him calmly, and instead of giving him words of comfort, he handed him a broom. "Go to your room, clean every corner, and then come back." The disciple obeyed, although with some bewilderment. Upon entering his room, he noticed that dust was accumulating in the corners. Papers were in disarray, and his bed was unmade. He began to sweep, dust, and organize everything. With each sweep of the broom, he felt his mind clearing. When he returned to the master, he told him, "Your mind is like that room. If you don't clean it, dirt accumulates and blocks your peace. But by tidying up your surroundings, you also tidy up your thoughts." From that day on, the disciple understood that keeping his space clean was an act of meditation in itself. In January, as the year begins, this teaching makes even more sense. The spaces where we live are extensions of our energy. A clean and tidy home allows blessings to flow unhindered. And what can you do? Take some time before the first week of January ends to do a deep cleaning in your house. Start with a small place, maybe a drawer, a closet, or even the forgotten corner behind a piece of furniture. Don't just move things around. Get rid of what you no longer need. As you clean, do it with intention. Visualize how you are clearing out not only physical space, but also worries, fears, and negative energies that you don't want to carry with you into the rest of the year. Remember, cleaning is not just a household chore, it is a spiritual act. By clearing out clutter, you are sending a message to the universe that you are ready to receive the new, to welcome prosperity and abundance. So the next time you hold a broom, don't see it as an ordinary tool. Imagine that you are wielding a paintbrush that paints a clean canvas for a year full of possibilities. Do you dare to start your home today? Your mind and spirit will thank you. Avoid negative attitudes and complaints. Your words have immense power. They are like seeds that you plant in the garden of your life. If those seeds are negative, weeds will grow that will drown the flowers of prosperity and happiness. In Buddhism, there is an ancient teaching that words are arrows that never return. What you say not only affects those around you, but also shapes your inner and outer reality. 2009 tells an ancient story that there was a disciple who had a habit of complaining. He constantly complained about the weather, about the food, about his companions, and even about his own life. One day, his master, tired of listening to him, gave him a bow and arrow and took him to the countryside. "Shoot this arrow in any direction you wish," the master told him. The disciple, puzzled, shot the arrow into the sky. "Now go and bring it back," the master ordered him. The disciple was stunned. "That is impossible. Once the arrow has been shot, I cannot retrieve it." The master nodded and replied calmly, "Such are your words. Every time you complain or speak negatively, you are shooting an arrow that you cannot take back. That energy not only hurts others, but it comes back to you, creating a cycle of unhappiness and driving good luck away from your life." The disciple understood the lesson, and from then on, began to choose his words wisely. In January, when we are starting a new cycle, it is crucial to sow positive words and thoughts of gratitude. Every complaint you throw out is like building an invisible wall that blocks opportunities, abundance, and good luck. But here is the wonderful thing. Just as you can stop negative words, you can also use positive ones to transform your life. To break the habit of complaining, I invite you to start a gratitude journal. Take a few minutes each day to write down 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be big events. They can be simple details like the smell of coffee in the morning, the smile of a loved one, or simply the fact of being alive. This exercise has a profound impact. When you practice gratitude, your mind focuses on what you have instead of what you lack. Not only does this improve your mood, but it also raises your energy vibration, attracting more good things into your life. Remember, every word you speak is like a brick with which you build your destiny. What kind of house do you want to build this year? One full of complaints and grey walls, or one illuminated with gratitude and opportunities? Choose your words carefully, because they are the force that shapes your path. And start today, not tomorrow. The universe is listening and is ready to respond. 3. Do not spend without consciousness. Money, like water, is energy in motion. It is a valuable resource that connects us with our needs and desires. But when we waste it without consciousness, we send a clear message that I do not value what I have. In January, after the holidays and the excesses of the end of the year, many people fall into the trap of continuing to spend more than they can, creating a cycle of stress and scarcity that haunts them for months. There is a beautiful teaching in Thousand Buddhism that compares the handling of money to the flow of water. The master used to tell his disciples that if you try to hold back water too hard, it will slip through your fingers, but if you let it flow wisely, you will always find enough to quench your thirst. This means that money must flow. We must use it to cover our needs and support our aspirations, but be careful not to waste it on things that do not add real value to our lives. When we are aware of how we use it, that energy returns to us in the form of abundance. It is said that a king known for his generosity used to give out gold and riches to all who approached him. However, he did so without measuring the consequences, leaving his coffers empty for crucial moments. One day, a famine came, and the king had no resources to feed his people or protect his kingdom. An old monk visited the king and offered him some advice. Generosity without wisdom is like a river that overflows. It benefits no one and causes more harm than good. Learn to balance giving and saving, and you will find true abundance. The king followed the advice, established a balance in his spending, and over time, his kingdom prospered again. The first month of the year is the ideal time to rethink our relationship with money. If we spend without control, we not only affect our financial stability, but also our peace of mind. Lack of planning can become a source of anguish and take away the energy of prosperity. To avoid this, I suggest a practical tip. Set a weekly budget. Define how much you can spend on essentials, how much you will save for emergencies, and how much to treat yourself. By doing this, you will not only keep your finances in order, but you will also attract an energy of balance and control to your life. In addition to the budget, You can perform a simple Buddhist ritual to honor the money that comes into your hands, why every time you receive a payment or income, thank it for it and dedicate a moment of reflection. Think about how that money can help you build a fuller, more meaningful life. This act of gratitude transforms money into a channel of positive energy, attracting more abundance to you. Remember that money is neither bad nor good. It is neutral. Its value lies in how you use it, and if you manage it consciously, it can be a powerful tool to create well-being in your life and in the lives of those around you. So this January, commit to taking care of every coin as if it were a drop of water in an oasis. Manage your resources wisely, because that energy, like flowing water, will always return to you. 4. Do not waste food. Food is much more than physical sustenance. It is a gift from the universe, a daily reminder of the interconnection between us and everything around us. In Buddhism, it is taught that wasting food is not only a lack of gratitude, but an act that breaks the balance with abundance. If we do not value what we have, how can we expect to receive more? It is said that many years ago, a young disciple entered the monastery with great aspirations to achieve enlightenment. However, he had a habit that worried his family. He used to leave leftovers on his plate or disregard small portions of food, considering them insignificant. One day, the master asked him to collect all the crumbs he had left for a week and place them in a container. At the end of the week, the master showed the disciple the full container, and each of these crumbs is the result of the effort of many who planted, who harvested, who cooked. To disregard them is to disregard their dedication and the gift that life gives us. The disciple understood that even the smallest thing has value and that true abundance begins with respect. When we waste food, we not only disrespect those who work to bring it to our table, but we also interrupt the flow of positive energy in our lives. Food represents the abundance we already possess, and the simple act of valuing it can open the doors to receiving more. To honor food and avoid waste, I propose a practical action. Plan your weekly meals. Before buying food, make a clear list tailored to your needs. If you cook more than necessary, save the leftovers in small portions and label them to consume later. This habit will not only help you save money, but will also allow you to connect with an energy of gratitude and care. In many Buddhist traditions, before eating, a moment is dedicated to reflection and gratitude. You can incorporate this ritual into your daily life. Before each meal, take a few seconds to be thankful for the effort that allowed that dish to reach your table. Visualize how that food nourishes your body and your spirit, and commit to not wasting a single bite. This January, a new cycle begins with a conscious attitude toward food. Remember that every grain of rice, every piece of bread, and every vegetable has immense value. Respecting food not only honors life, but also cultivates in us a mentality of abundance. Think about the words of the old master. Abundance is not measured by how much you have, but by how much you value what you already possess. Respect food, and you will see how prosperity in all its forms begins to flourish in your life. 5. Avoid clutter and the accumulation of useless objects. A home full of unnecessary things not only overwhelms the eye, but also weighs on the spirit. According to Buddhist teachings, clutter is like an energetic spiderweb that traps your growth and blocks the entry of good fortune. When we accumulate without purpose, we retain stagnant energy that should be flowing to bring prosperity and clarity. Once, a Buddhist master told his disciples this parable. There was a man who came to a wise man in search of wisdom and wealth. When he arrived, he had with him a sack full of all kinds of coins, clothes, tools, and even food that had already gone bad. The wise man invited him to sit down and offered him a bowl of tea. However, the man would not let go of his sack. The wise man began to fill the visitor's bowl, but he did not stop, and the tea began to spill. "Why are you doing that?" the man asked in surprise. "Just as this bowl is full and cannot receive any more tea, your life is full of unnecessary things. Until you empty your sack, you will not have room for anything new." The man understood that in order to receive what he was looking for, he had to first let go of what no longer served him. Each object that you keep unnecessarily acts as an anchor. It represents decisions that you put off, unfinished projects, and opportunities that you do not allow to enter your life. A cluttered space creates a cluttered mind. Buddhism teaches us that external clarity reflects internal clarity. When you clear a physical space, you also free your mind and open the door to new possibilities. Before you put anything away, ask yourself this simple question: do I really need this? If you don't use it, it doesn't bring you joy, or it doesn't serve a clear purpose. It's time to let it go. Be grateful for the time it was with you and allow it to go its way. Whether that's donating it, recycling it, or throwing it away, transforming your home doesn't have to be an overwhelming task. Spend just 15 minutes a day in January organizing a space. Start with small areas: a drawer, a table, or a corner of the closet. Sort items into 3 categories: what you need, what you love, and what you can let go of. Focus on one space at a time and celebrate each step you take. Imagine what it feels like to walk into a tidy room where every object has its place and everything breathes harmony. That's the environment you should seek to create, because a clean, clutter-free home is a place where energy flows freely, allowing prosperity and happiness to come more easily. Clutter doesn't just take up physical space, but emotional and spiritual space as well. By clearing your home of the unnecessary, you're freeing up your life. As the Buddhist proverb says, a river can only flow when there are no stones blocking its course. Make this January a month to open up space in your home and in your heart. Let the energy flow and prepare to receive the best that the year has to offer. 6. Don't break promises in Buddhism. Promises are not just words thrown to the wind. They are commitments that unite our energy with that of others. Breaking a promise not only affects the person to whom we made it, but also breaks something within ourselves. Yuuzhan karma, that universal law of cause and effect, teaches us that every act has a repercussion, and the failure to keep a word given generates an imbalance that sooner or later returns to our lives. It is said that a young disciple promised his master to take care of a garden during his absence. The master, trusting him completely, left for a long retreat, but the disciple soon became distracted by other tasks and left the garden abandoned. When the master returned, he found the plants withered and the soil dry. The disciple, ashamed, tried to justify his carelessness, but the master told him promises are like seeds. When you keep them, they grow strong and flourish. But when you neglect them, not only do they die, but the trust others place in you dies as well. From then on, the young man learned that keeping a promise was not only an act of respect for others, but a reflection of his own character and discipline. The Buddhist proverb, "Whoever breaks his word, breaks his spirit," reminds us that our integrity is tied to our actions. Every time we break a promise, we leave a crack in our energy and affect our connection with the universe. Trust, both in ourselves and in our relationships, is weakened with every broken promise. Keeping our words, even in small things, strengthens our positive karma and reinforces harmony in our lives. It is not necessary to make big promises to prove our worth. It is better to be cautious with our words and make sure we keep what we say. Here is a practical approach. Before promising something, ask, "Can I really keep it?" If you have doubts, it is better not to commit and explain your reasons. Initial honesty generates more respect than a broken promise. Make a conscious effort to prioritize the promises you've already made, even if they require personal sacrifice. If you feel like you've broken promises in the past and want to heal that karma, perform this simple ritual. Find a quiet moment and reflect on the unfulfilled promises. Write them down on a piece of paper, along with a resolution to improve. Light a white candle as a symbol of renewal and commitment. And as you safely burn the paper, today I release my past mistakes and commit to honoring my word in the future. The act of keeping promises, no matter how small, has a profound impact on our lives. It reinforces our self-esteem, improves our relationships, and aligns us with an energy of balance and respect. Remember, every promise kept is one more brick in the construction of your path to prosperity and inner peace. This January, make your words a sacred treasure. Don't promise to keep, promise to honor, and you will see how good luck and harmony flow naturally to you. 7 ways to avoid cutting off relationships or leaving unresolved issues. January is the month that marks a new beginning, a space to heal what is broken, clean what is stagnant, and make way for the new. But on the path to prosperity, there is something fundamental that we cannot ignore. The relationships we left in the past, the unresolved conflicts, and the emotional wounds that we continue to drag around. You, and according to Buddhist teachings, everything that we do not heal, what we do not forgive, creates blockages that distance us from harmony and abundance. The energy of the new year does not flow freely if we hold on to such heavy burdens. There was a wise monk who for many years lived in an isolated monastery dedicated to meditation and teaching. One day, a disciple approached him, worried about a conflict he had not been able to resolve with his family. The monk, with the calm that characterized him, told him a story that he never forgot. A man was walking through the forest when he found a large stone in his path. He decided to carry it for days because he thought that if he left it there, he would never be able to move forward. Over time, the weight of the stone exhausted him, and more than an obstacle, it became a burden. One day, on the verge of despair, he understood that the stone could not be removed until he decided to let it go. The monk looked at the disciple, and broken relationships, conflicts, and old wounds are like that stone. As long as you continue to carry them, they will stop you on your way. Forgiveness, my son, is not a gift for the other. It is a gift to yourself to free your heart and move forward. Leaving conflicts or relationships unresolved creates what in Buddhism is called stagnant energy. It is as if our heart is trapped in a vicious cycle of unexpressed emotions, unreleased resentments, and unspoken words. This not only affects our inner peace, but can also block new opportunities and blessings from coming. If we do not close the cycles of the past, the energy of the present is trapped, and good luck and prosperity cannot enter our lives. In Buddhism, forgiveness is seen as one of the most powerful forms of liberation. There is no need to wait for the other person to change or ask for forgiveness. Forgiveness is an internal act of healing that frees us from the emotional weight that drags us down. In the words of an ancient Buddhist master, forgiveness is like washing clothes while still wearing a dirty shirt. Only you are the one wearing it. But when you wash it, you clean it so that it is new again. Forgiveness cleanses your soul of the emotional dirt that prevents you from moving forward. This January, make forgiveness a priority not only towards others, but also towards yourself. Healing old wounds is one of the most important steps towards a life full of prosperity and well-being. Stop carrying the conflicts of the past, let them go, and make room for the peace, harmony, and abundance that await you. The path to good luck and positive energy begins when we decide to close cycles. Close those chapters that no longer serve you and welcome a new beginning. By doing so, you will feel a bright light turn on in your life, and good fortune will flow towards you stronger than ever. Now I will share with you a purification ritual to attract prosperity in January. First, make sure your home is clean and tidy. A clean environment is the basis of a calm mind. When you clean your space, you are also releasing your energy, creating a path for abundance to enter without obstacles. Now I want to tell you a story that illustrates the importance of this ritual in ancient times. In a small Buddhist monastery lived a monk named Tenzin. He was known for his wisdom and serenity. But one day, as the new year came, his mind was agitated and he felt that the peace he used to have had vanished. He decided to ask his teacher for advice. The teacher told him, "Your mind is like the river. When it is clean and clear, abundance flows effortlessly. But if it is covered in mud, everything stagnates. Go, clean your space and your heart, and you will see how the flow of life returns." Tenzin, following his teacher's advice, spent an entire morning cleaning his small room in the monastery. As he swept, he began to reflect on how, like his room, his mind was also cluttered. As he cleaned, he felt his mind being freed of negative thoughts, just as dust was being removed from surfaces. When he finished, he sat in front of a lit candle he had placed on his altar and began to meditate. Suddenly he understood that cleaning is not only about the physical, but about releasing energies that no longer serve us. That night, the monk Tenzin slept deeply, and at dawn he felt a renewed calm and clarity. This ritual that Tenzin made with such great effort teaches us the importance of freeing up space at all levels of our lives, both at home and in our inner being. Take a white candle. Light it calmly, allowing its light to illuminate your surroundings. As you look at the flame, visualize how its light dissolves any negative energy, bringing peace and prosperity to your life. Feel how the light fills you with calm and opens doors for new opportunities. Now, place a bowl of salt near the candle. Salt is a symbol of purification. Imagine how each grain of salt absorbs the negative energy from your home, leaving only the good. Take a moment to make a small prayer or affirmation that all negativity will dissolve and that my home will be filled with light and prosperity. Next, place a bowl of water. Water symbolizes flow and abundance. Feel the water flowing, releasing stagnant things and opening the way for the new. As you do so, think of everything you want for this year, such as abundance, health, and prosperity. Repeat quietly that the flow of abundance will enter my life and fill me with well-being. Light an incense, preferably sandalwood or rose, to further purify the environment. Let the smoke rise, taking with it any negative energy. Breathe deeply and feel the fresh air fill your being with calm and balance. Finally, sit in front of the candle with the incense and water. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, feeling your body fill with positive energy. 2001. Visualize a golden light surrounding you, filling you with health, prosperity, and well-being. Feel filled with gratitude for all that you have and all that is to come. With this ritual, you will have created the necessary space for prosperity and abundance to come into your life in this new year. As the monk Tenzin discovered, when we release the old, the new can come to fill our lives with blessings. These 7 things are not strict rules, but ancient teachings that have the power to transform your life if you apply them with faith and dedication. In Buddhism, everything is interconnected, and our daily actions, no matter how small, have a profound impact on our lives. January, being the first month of the year, is a kind of seed that we plant to grow throughout the next 12 months. It is the perfect time to sow the right intentions, the right actions, and above all, the right vibrations. So, which of these actions will you start applying today? Maybe it's time to start a deep cleaning of your home, or maybe it's time to start being more grateful in your life. Maybe what you need is a little reminder that every time you keep something unnecessary, you're loading your life with extra weight. Or maybe it's time to commit to keeping your promises, both to others and to yourself. Thank you for sticking with me until the end. If this video helped you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to start the year off with good luck. See you in the next Buddhist Energy video 2001.